welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I am going to be talking to you guys about pregnancy symptoms and my experience with it, which I'm super excited about because this is a fun topic to talk about, and I just want to let kids out there that are watching, I want to let you know that I am going to be talking about pregnancy and all kinds of stuff like that, and if you don't feel comfortable listening to it, don't watch this video. It's not going to be inappropriate, but it is definitely more adult topic, just so you know. But let's get started. First of all, I would like to talk about something that has weighed heavily on my heart through this whole pregnancy experience. For those of you that are trying so hard and doing everything you possibly can to get pregnant, to have your baby, I want to let you know that I am praying for you and I think of you, and that this is something that I think about every time I post something that has to do with me being pregnant, because I know that so many of you are suffering and giving it your all. But I want to let you know that I'm thinking about you, and I'm so glad that you're here still supporting me even though you're going through your hardships. I really appreciate you. So let's get started. I want to talk about it, like my symptoms from the very beginning all the way up until now. First thing that I noticed when I was pregnant was a little ball in my stomach. So me and Gavin had tried for about 3 months to get pregnant because I actually felt personally that I was going to have a really hard time getting pregnant. I think that is a fear that is in a lot of women, especially going through high school, because you go through health class, and I don't know about you guys, but they told me everything that could go wrong, every reason why I might not get pregnant, and if you have this, and if you have this, and if you have that, and then that was really hard for me. So I told Gavin when we were engaged that I had this fear, and that it was something that was heavily on my mind all the time, and I cried to him about it all the time. But thank goodness, and I'm so grateful that that was not something that we had to go through, and we were very blessed and very lucky, because it did only take us 3 months, but that's a huge reason why we are pregnant at such a young age. I know so many people frown upon it, but we did feel that for us, we were ready, especially with our lifestyle. It's just very family-based, and so it's important to us. But I told Gavin I want to start trying a little bit earlier because I worry that I'm going to have a hard time getting pregnant, and I don't want to be a lot older and get pregnant. I know so many people do. That's totally fine. My mom was 27 when she had me, and obviously that worked out great for her. She did have a hard time getting pregnant with me, which was also part of my fear. Anywho, so that's why we started pretty young. But we ended up getting pregnant 3 months later, and before I took a pregnancy test, I had like 2-3 things happen to me that made me start to wonder if I was pregnant. And the months before, I would kind of get like tender breasts, and I was like, oh, this could either be me that I'm starting my period or that I'm pregnant, because it happens for both, right? So I told Gavin, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm a little tender the month before. It came back negative, so I wasn't. I have like the world's smallest pancakes. Maybe not the smallest, but they're small. So I notice every change that happens with them, if you know what I mean. So I was gonna tell Gavin, like, I'm feeling like they're tender again. Maybe I'm pregnant, but something told me, like, no, don't tell him. Like, we gotta keep this a secret. So that was something else that kind of happened, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I didn't say anything to him, and then I noticed like this, sorry, you can't really see, but like in my sternum area, I noticed this like ball that I was feeling, and it felt kind of strange. It felt like a little bit of a knot, and I didn't know what that meant either. And I didn't think much of it, but I was like, maybe that's part of it. Plus, this is also after finding out I was pregnant, looking back on symptoms, I could kind of see different things that were changing. Something else that changed for me is my sleeping position, weird enough. So I am a total like stomach sleeper or back sleeper. One or the other. I hate sleeping on my side. But if I try to lay on my stomach, it did not feel normal. I know that's so weird because there's nothing there. Sorry, hiccup. There's nothing there for it to affect. but for some reason, it just didn't feel normal to lay on my stomach, so I didn't. And that was another sign for me. I know that probably means nothing to a lot of you, but that was something for me. Anyway, later on, we found out we were pregnant. I also kind of just knew. People say that there's like this motherly instinct or like this, like, I don't know, something that just told me you're pregnant. And I know that might sound crazy to some of you, but I really did feel that. And that's why I felt I needed to keep it a secret from Gavin so that I could surprise him, which months before that I didn't. We would kind of just like take the test together, whatever. Anywho, so after we found out, the day that I found out, I had kind of just a sick stomach. It wasn't like necessarily nauseated. It was just kind of like uncomfortable, you could say. So then a little while longer, my breasts were very, very tender to the point that it like hurt. And I just like to wear like big t-shirts because it was very uncomfortable. They're good now, still a little tender, but not like they were. Anywho, so I didn't really have any cravings either. My cravings started probably the last few weeks, and you want to know what it is? This is my craving, you guys. Barbecue chicken pizza. I don't know why. I loved it before I was pregnant, but now I am completely obsessed. For a while there, I was probably eating it like every week, and whether we like bought it or I've also made it a few times, all kind of stuff. Anyway, but for 2 months, I was very nauseated. Up until the second semester, I was so sick. I was very absent from social media. I didn't really show my face to the world. That's another thing that was kind of a weird symptom, you could say. I'm sure it was just because of the way I was feeling. But I did not want any communication with the world. And I felt super bad. But even with like family members, friends, it didn't matter who it was, I did not want any communication. And I had to apologize to people and tell them I'm really sorry. I had to take a break from my phone. I had to take a break from the outside world. I just did not want to communicate. And I felt like crap. I looked like crap. I just wasn't having it. So that was something else that happened to me. Another thing that I have really noticed is back pain. I've had really terrible back pain. At first it kind of scared me because I knew that was part of being pregnant, but I didn't know that it would happen so fast. Honestly, I was having back pains at like 12 weeks, I think. I am now 18 weeks, so almost halfway. But those were my larger symptoms. Some smaller ones is, first of all, everyone says that you get super tired. I didn't feel that. For like the first week and a half that I had found out that I was pregnant, I was having to take a nap every single day. And then I was fine for a while, and now it's starting to hit me again. I'm not as bad as I thought I would be. Like, I get tired, but not too bad. My mom talks about how when she was pregnant, she would get like this unbelievable like tiredness that would come over her. I haven't felt that yet, and who knows, I'm not even quite halfway, so that could still definitely come. But for the most part in the second trimester, I have been feeling great. I'm super out of breath all the time, especially talking like this, or I've been painting this room. I'm in the nursery right now, but that has made me so out of breath, and that is one of the hardest symptoms for me currently, because I'm trying to do so many things, plus the dry air from just living in Idaho, it's not fun, you could say. But that's really all of my symptoms as of right now. And actually, one more. My skin has been so rough. I cannot believe it. It was so dry and really breaking out. You can kind of see I've gotten a little bit of a handle on it, a little bit, compared to before. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Sorry, my hair, but it was so bad. I would like cry if my face got touched because it would instantly just like start burning. It's way better now, but I have noticed that I'm like allergic to our animals. Like, I will touch them and then touch my face. My face just like heats up and kind of swells up, which normally doesn't happen. Anyway, so those are just my pregnancy symptoms. and my experience with it. I know it was kind of all over the place, but this was kind of a last minute video. So if you stuck around, I really appreciate you. Let me know in the comments what you experienced when you first found out you were pregnant, and what sort of things were the hardest for you. Mine was definitely the nausea. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. I would dry heave at everything. I know that's like so TMI, but I would dry heave so much. I would open the fridge and like smell an onion or something in there because my sense of smell was really strong, and I just start dry heaving, and Kevin's like looking at me and he's like, I think that's a little dramatic. I'm like, no, I swear that's how bad it really is. So that's better. Once in a while, I still will do that a little, but not like I did. I feel so much better. I have my energy back. So for those of you that are super sick, I know I have friends that have been sick through their entire pregnancy, but for the most part, most people that I talk to, they get better around the second trimester. So hang in there, and once you get to the second trimester, hopefully your body will like you a little bit more, and you'll be able to function as a human a little bit more. That's why I want to try and get the nursery done before I get too big and get a little bit, like, I don't know, don't have the energy like I did. I'll show you guys my bump really quick if you want to see. There it is. I know it's like nothing crazy, but it's happening, and it's kind of crazy. I feel like I woke up one day and it was there. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell. And don't forget that we will be posting a Q&A about our pregnancy next week, so you don't want to miss it. And we appreciate you guys. Bye.